So, guy on the boardwalk the other day told me a shocking indicator for the economy. I'm going to tell you about that more. But first, let me tell you about the last time I saw this guy. So I saw this guy, we'll call him Peter. I forget his first name, to be honest. He runs a great little restaurant in Fairhaven Ocean City, New Jersey, called the Hula Restaurant. It's amazing. I'm tasting. My mouth is watering. They do firecracker shrimp, like a bento box, but
not like a poke bowl, is it?
No, I mean they do poke bowls too. They do all that type of stuff, but it's like a unique spin on Hawaiian cuisine. The guy, I'll call him Peter, who runs it, goes, "Hey, the last time I saw you, how's your son? Wasn't he dying the last time I saw you?" I go, didn't you have a problem with your son? He was trying to say it nice, because the last time I saw this guy, I literally picked up dinner and then bolted out. I paid the guy and bolted out of there to go to Children's Hospital to take my son, who had bacterial pneumonia from playing in tidal pools. We thought it was weird when kids were getting pink eye. Then we said, hey, avoid that pool. But somehow he got bacterial pneumonia. If we didn't catch it, he could have got way worse and almost died. So my wife had the presence of mind, thank the Lord, that she just had the sense like something wasn't right. Let's take him to the hospital. And he was only like a year and a half. So he just was kind of sleepy and tired, almost like he had a flu. People thought, it was a COVID. No, it wasn't COVID. It was bacterial pneumonia. And thank the Lord, we took him right to CHOP. Didn't take him to some. That's a financial tip. Don't mess around with a local shore hospital. Go right to the best. I have so many stories. So I was talking, in financial planning, as in life, there's Murphy's Law, right? That applies to financial planning. Whatever can go wrong may. I've had issues with kids. I mean, one time little Josh cut his finger in those glass shower doors. Somebody said, if the finger's cut off, you put it in ice. And they were able to stitch his finger back and the tendons in Children's Hospital in Philadelphia. But community was giving us the talk. Oh, well, your son, he may never have use of that finger again. And now he can play the piano. He plays a great shortstop in baseball. So what does this all have to do with finance? Whatever can go wrong may, and you have to plan for the unexpected. And then the third tip is what Peter told me when I saw him at the Hula Grill. He told me they were down 30% from last summer. So Peter's telling me we're 30% down. I'm starting to look around. This was the day after Labor Day. It was a ghost town. Now, you might say, well, the day after Labor Day in Jersey, it's always a ghost town. No, not like this. Because usually that week is like senior week, where all these people are still there. They're just not, like, it came to a screeching halt. I'm not trying to give economic predictions, so we're not giving financial advice, but an observation that I see is that if Peter's business is down 30%, this is like the best restaurant on the boardwalk. They're packed all the time, charging a decent amount. I mean, it's not cheap, but people are getting sick of paying $150 for food that was $100 a few years ago. So we may have a recession because of these high interest rates and because of inflation. And I know everybody's been predicting this inflation recession and hasn't quite yet happened. My prediction, it comes in a year, comes in 6 months, because people will wake up and they'll realize people ain't coming. The customers ain't coming. I see many different problems on the horizon for the economy. Number one, the inflation effect, what Peter's talking about. Number two, interest rates being high. Who the heck can afford a house today? Interest rates are ridiculously expensive. People will foreclose on their houses, much like they did in '08 because they can't afford interest rates. Three, the biggest problem I see in 5 years, from the 2020 COVID crisis is the 2025 low interest debt that is coming due. I call it the Instagram effect. You know those dumb Instagram commercials of some guy who is acting like he's such a financial success? Beautiful wife, beautiful kids. I know I have beautiful wife and beautiful kids, but I'm not talking about me. Beautiful wife, beautiful kids. And he's a little too flashy, showing you his rented airplane, showing you his Lamborghini that he rented for the video. A lot of those Instagram people are saying, you too can be a millionaire. Buy apartment rentals, buy Airbnbs. So what did people do in COVID? They got free money. They said, you know what? I'm going to buy an Airbnb for $2 million. Now it's worth $4 million. But no renters are going to start coming in a year or two. I already saw that, by the way, with places we were renting on the Jersey Shore. Great places. People weren't renting them. So what happens if you thought money was cheap, you took out a low interest rate, 5-year adjustable rate ARM because you could afford it, and there's no rents coming in. And then interest rates start going up on that mortgage. That'll happen with Airbnbs. That'll happen with apartment complexes. That'll happen with commercial debt. Do I think it'll happen tomorrow? No. The chickens will come home to roost. So I am desperately worried about those 5 things: inflation, interest rate hikes, commercial debt coming due, refinances coming due, and all of these pressures that will build on the economy, that will build on the average person. Well, what do? What do you do with your money if you're worried about like a recession? You know what? You put your nose to the grindstone. Too many people watch Fox News or MSNBC, and they have what I call, the amygdala. Is it the amygdala or the amygdala effect? And it's amygdala, and they basically, the whole point was people's fear gauge focuses them to watch the television, to watch CNBC, to watch MSNBC, to watch Fox Business. So don't live your life on the basis of a prediction by an expert. Experts are often wrong. Put your nose to the grindstone and work. Build your income. Do the best you can with what you have. Live on a budget. Live on less than what you make. And you listen to Grant Cardone on Instagram, flash, I want to be wearing the Patek Philippe. You know what? I don't wear those watches. You know what? I don't want somebody to steal them from me or mug me because I look like I get a lot of money. Like a nice tie. It's a nice tie. But like a watch, I think I'll scratch the watch. So I don't wear nice watches. Now, Rolex, those knockoff Rolexes, I'll wear one of those. But the point is, you got to put your nose to the grindstone and not work. I get people say, Josh, I'm Bill O'Reilly's off the air. Should I be worried? Tucker's kicked off. You know what? Who cares? You have to focus on your unique economy, drive your income up, drive your expenses. And if you're in one of these adjustable rate mortgages, save up cash because cash is going to be king someday. I remember I was on Clubhouse talking and I got in a fight with Grant Cardone. So this was at the height. So I was having a fight. It was me. It was Grant Cardone. It was T-Mobile, John Ledger, 2022, after COVID, before the market crashed. And we had a debate. Grant Cardone said cash is trash. Cindy Stumpo and I believed that cash was ready money for Aladdin's lamp, that cash is king. Who was right? Well, we proved to be right. But you got to realize a lot of these people, they have inventory, right? So I'm worth 100 million, let's say. I'm not. I'm worth 100 million. How do I get to be worth $1 billion? I buy $1 billion real estate and I convince all the people with 1 million to put their 1 million in my real estate projects, and now I'm a billionaire. Does that make sense? It's very simple. And generally, one of the greatest weapons of warfare against your personal wealth is what are called transfers of wealth. And one of the transfers of wealth is from the poor to the rich, or from the middle class wealthy to the really wealthy. So let's say I'm a real estate, billionaire. I want to take $100 million from, I could take 1 million people and have them, give me a little bit, or I can take 100 people and have them give me $1 million each. Then I can take that 100 million, go to a bank and buy $500 million worth of real estate. Then I can flip it for $1 billion. I'm making a percentage of that profit that helps me become a billionaire. So the point is, some of these people say cash is trash. They generally are in the business of investing your money. Now you might say, don't you do that? Yes, I'm a financial advisor during the day, but cash is king. It gives you opportunities. It gives you the ability to buy a business, to buy real estate when it's down, to take advantage of epic prices in the stock market, to buy a stock when it's 50% down. Nobody wants to touch it. We just saw March of 23, epic prices in Charles Schwab stock. People thought Schwab was going to go under. The stock was 50% discounted. And do you want to take a chance on that? We did as a firm. I'm not recommending you buy or sell. Not recommending you buy it today. Some people, Bill Gates just come out with the thing. He's buying Bud Light. He doesn't care about the transgender Bud Lights. He wants to support that. God bless him. He bought like $100 million worth of Bud Light stock of AB, Anheuser-Busch InBev. So, there's always a buyer on a trade or a seller. And Bill Gates, he didn't have all Microsoft stock. He had cash. The cash was deployed when he found a valuable opportunity. Most really wealthy people have lots of cash because they know that there are always opportunities when fear seizes a marketplace. So my tip in this kind of, will there be a recession, won't there be a recession, is number one, work to increase your income. Number one. Number two, decrease your expenses. Number three, get out of adjustable rate debt. And number four, build a financial plan that is resilient against financial turmoil in the markets. You can't control exactly what happens, but you can prepare for it.